Good morning, my family.
Good morning.
Hi, fam. Good morning. Welcome to the Ashes to Rubies podcast, where we talk about life in recovery
So much more.
and a little bit more. How was your weekend away? You went
Fabulous.
away to a retreat. The men, I heard a man say, we're at a men's retreat, but we're men. We don't call it a retreat. We call it an event. I was like, yeah, okay. But it's cool to go away. What was your highlight? Just getting away, or did you have like what's your favorite thing about getting away for a retreat, like a women's retreat? And then what was your favorite thing in the retreat?
So it's not about getting away, because I'm not trying to get away from something.
Because you love this
I
so
like to
much.
be where I am. So
That's nice.
so I like to look forward to things, but I am pretty present where I am and typically pretty content where I am. So I would say that I enjoy the being surrounded by different people, like, and being in a different routine than my usual routine. Like, the ordinary can sometimes feel less ordinary after you've had a little shift in routine for a little while. So it was nice to be in nature. It was really nice to wake up and be able to look out,
but not too much
on
in
a
nature.
lake.
Like, you weren't camping.
No,
You
I
were
was
in a
sleeping in a warm room and in a real bed with a real mattress. They've updated that townhouse building. So we had real beds.
No rubber mattress?
No rubber mattresses for team. Sorry, everybody else. Yeah, it was nice. And then just to see different women and have different conversations and stay up all night at a campfire and
all night.
Well,
what's all night nowadays?
Midnight.
That
is pushing it. That is especially since.
And then you like, one thing I dislike about retreats is that they make you get up so early.
We didn't have to get up early. We had breakfast at 9.
That's nice.
Our first session was until 10.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's how it should be. Yeah. Very good.
They had stretching at 8, but
stretching at 8.
I was not
stretching.
part of that.
Come on,
stretching at 8.
Get you a little stretch on. Rome.
Yeah. I mean, I was up early the first day. I was up so early. I was the second person downstairs.
Really? I find it very hard.
I have been in bed for a very long time awake, and I'm just going to get up now.
Yeah, that's good. I find it very hard to sleep the first night away. And it's because I've found in a sleep study that if you're outside of your element, then you're on guard. So you're not as you don't sleep as well. So
hello, Ashton.
Hi, good morning. And then what was your favorite part of the whole getaway, the whole weekend?
Of the weekend? I would say the campfire.
Okay, the campfire. I love campfires. Now that I don't smoke cigars, some things that I used to do have lost their appeal because they revolved around a campfire or something. What was I gonna say? Oh, my favorite part about you being gone this weekend is I got to go shop. Like, I saw you take the coffee machine away.
Oh, yeah.
And so I thought, no, I didn't know you brought it. Okay, I kind of figured. But then I thought, like, it is subpar. Mm-hmm. Very subpar machine. Won't mention any names. I guess
one of those one cuppers.
Yeah.
The pods.
So since Eduardo has been full-time employed at the Booch Pit, he's gone from our house. Mm-hmm. And so you have been subjected to subpar coffee. So this weekend, me and the boy went to go shopping for an espresso maker for you. So we did come up with one.
Thank you for that.
We'll go from there.
Thank you for that.
That was your gift for being gone.
Thanks for that.
No problem. All right.
You bought it on points. It was free. That is fun.
Yeah, I would never say it's free. I did not spend any money then. That is correct. That we could look at it that way. All right, let's get into our reading.
I don't even know what day it is.
It is the 24th right here.
Okay. What does that mean?
4th.
Oh, because each day, but we missed a bunch of days. I see. So I have turned to a power greater than myself. I thank God. I am no longer at the center of the universe. All the world does not revolve around me any longer. I am only one among many. I have a Father in heaven, and I am only one of his children, and a small one at that. But I can depend on him to show me what to do and to give me the strength to do it. I am on the way, and the whole power of the universe is behind me when I do the right thing. I do not have to depend entirely on myself any longer. With God, I can face anything. Is my life in the hands of God? Meditation for the day. The grace of God is an assurance against all evil. It holds out security to the believing soul. The grace of God means safety in the midst of evil. You can be kept unspotted by the world through the power of his grace. You can have a new life of power, but only in close contact with the grace of God is its power realized. In order to realize it and benefit from it, you must have daily quiet communion with God so that the power of his grace will come unhindered into your soul. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may be kept from evil by the grace of God. I pray that henceforth I will try to keep myself more unspotted by the world.
That's a really cool word. At first, when I heard it, it was like, so what does that mean? Unspotted. Like when you read that, what are you thinking?
Well, if you're spotted, then you have like the flecks of the world on you.
Which could be
the mud of the world.
Which could be like insecurity or like jealousy of what other people have, or just like I'm consumed with like social media or
the concerns and the cares and the worries. And
when you first read it, I thought it was like, so they can't see me. They don't see me rolling up.
Yeah, they can't see me.
Because while you're reading it, I was thinking of our friend Kayla. She's an artist, and so she does these cool pictures. I guess that's what artists do. They just paint for fun. But she pictured herself, and it's like she's a girl with a little sword kind of dangling down, and there's this big beast in front of her, but there's this bigger being behind her, representation of God. And it wasn't depending on how sharp her sword is. It's the force behind her, which is the power of God. And so that's kind of how I read it. It was like, I'm unspotted. The world ain't gonna touch this. But then on this side, it was like, keep me more unspotted, like tainted. Is that the right word? Untainted by the world. Because where do we get our dependency from? Where does our dependence come from? Is it from the world that has lots to offer in your social media accounts and by purchasing new coffee makers? All of those things, I can get my dependence from the world around me. But in this reading, the dependence and the power actually comes from God. Is my life in the hands of God? Is the question. What's your thought around that?
Yeah, I think that I think that it can be misconstrued about like nothing bad will ever happen to me, right? And so that can't be a goal, because there's a lot of terrible things that happen in the world, and there's nothing that can like insulate us into having this life where nothing bad will ever happen.
I like that word, insulate us.
But what can happen is that God can give us power and can give us peace beyond any understanding, like and wisdom beyond understanding, where like I don't know what thing to choose, and then all of a sudden I have this like thought, where I'm like, oh, this is what I should do. Oh, I never thought of that before.
I love the word that you just used, insulated. I'm not insulated from
like bad things
the
happen.
world. And God actually in Psalm 23, he sits us down in front of our enemies at his table. And so we're actually a witness of his power and his grace and his mercy. And then in the story of the guys being captive in Babylon for doing the right thing, they got thrown into a fire. and there were 3 of them, but when they looked in the fire, there was 4, and they were unscathed. And God actually comes into the mess to actually protect us, but not insulate us from it. And so we get to be an object of his power, wherever there is the enemy. And so he shows off through us, maybe at some level. And then we go unspotted. But then what keeps me from his power is by being spotted, and that by taking on, the things of this world, the insecurities, the self-pity, the resentment, the fears, all of those things.
My independence of thinking that I can run the show, or thinking that I've got it all figured out, and not taking that time to connect with God. Like I was just reading and doing a reflection before we came on, and was thinking about how, oftentimes we're praying for things, or we want things, but we just want that. I just need this to happen, and I'm going to pray to God about it. But in reality, didn't really want relationship with God, or I didn't really act like I wanted relationship with God. I wasn't, if I came home from being away for the weekend and I don't like come and talk to you or connect with you or tell you like how my weekend was, and, embrace you and like have that connection, like that would be super weird. Wouldn't that be so weird? And yet I spent a lot of my life doing that with God, where I didn't actually take any time to connect with God.
The morning embrace.
Yeah.
We leave you this morning on Monday with the question, is my life in the hands of God?
Thanks for joining. Have a great day.
We will see you tomorrow. Come visit me at the Booch Pit if you're in Ottawa. Maybe a little pumpkin spice kombucha today. All right. We will see you tomorrow.